Yep. So I joined in 2007, July, right out of high school. 3 weeks after graduation, I was shipped out to basic training for the Air Force. Um, was a POL troop, so fuels guy. In 2009, late 2008, I deployed to Iraq for 6 months. And then from there, went back to Germany for a little bit. Went to New Hampshire, deployed from New Hampshire to Kyrgyzstan for 6 months, where we got 104 inches of snow in like 10 days. Right. And then, what was that? It was August of 2014 I got out. So initially when I got out of the military, I didn't really know what I was going to do. Was doing stupid jobs, just kind of making a little money here and there, not really setting myself up. And so I bought a race car. Another dumb decision. But I bought a race car and ended up going to Racing for Heroes, which is another veteran nonprofit organization. And so racing really helped me just kind of forget everything else going on in the world. When you're in the car, you can't think about anything else. It's what's right in front of you. It's not what's behind you. I've been through the group therapy, and I've been to the VA, and I've done all of that stuff, but nothing compares to finding that spark, right? If you lose that spark of a passion that you have, and you can find that spark again in that passion, it may not be everything you need, but it is definitely something that will carry you to find what you actually want to do. I needed to find something for the off seasons, right? Racing's only about 6 to 7 months of the year, and so you need something for those other 5. And a couple of guys I knew did iRacing, so I joined up, got my wheel and pedals and computer going, and that's where I am now. I've joined a team now, Average Joe Motorsports, who's sponsored by 1111 Veteran Project and Racing for Heroes. We've got 6 guys on the team. 3 of us are veterans, the other 3 are not. But we have our own Discord. We've got our voice channel that we race in, as well as I've teamed up with New Mission Motorsports, who's a veteran Twitch streamer. We have our Discord. We've got different games we play. We do iRacing together. As I stated before, racing makes you look at what's in front of you. You're not worried about what happened 5 seconds ago or 10 seconds ago or the previous day. So, on the 26th of December, I had that family crisis happen. On the 28th, it was IWM's race that night at New Hampshire. Just to get back in and forget about whatever, everything else that's going on. You put the headset on, you get in that mode, you just forget everything else. And to be able to have just those guys to talk to and really just crack jokes with, and it's about racing. It's not anything else that's going on. It was huge. It really reset me.
When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech for Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech for Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job, and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, folks, and welcome to the Tech for Troops Dover 185. This is the second race in our round of 8. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. We're on a little bit early today. Had some special video info out there. This is Rick Souza. I'm here joined in the booth with my co-host, John Derudris. And John, this is the Monster Mile. This is...
Yeah, it is.
These guys haven't been on this track, I think, since we started the league.
No, they haven't. And what's going to be interesting tonight is who can conquer this racetrack. We have some short track ringers here. I consider this one of those tracks where if you're good at a Bristol or you're good at a Martinsville or something along those lines, you will be good here. So at the top of the board, one of my guys that I'm watching tonight, Alonzo King, he won at Richmond. So that's one of my picks, actually, to watch for tonight is Alonzo King. So, Rick, I think it's going to be a matter of who can keep their car going in the right direction, number one. But two, who's good at short tracks? So right now, Alonzo King sitting at the top of the board, followed by Ian Ogden, Barletta, Doucette, and Ledger.
Yeah, we are about to jump into qualifying. Will Carey qualifying this race. And also update you on a couple of items, our track facts and our race info, as well as our John's key to the race. But we are about to go qualifying momentarily here. And you're watching, that's Luke Bullard taking a hard hit to the outside wall.
Yeah, and he got hit by Bobby Gibson. Jeez.
Well, it's the end of the race, so end of practice, so...
It is.
All right, hang on one second.
Good thing they give pressure. Tech for Troop qualifying at the Monster Mile.
Absolutely. So here we are, Tech for Troops qualifying here, Monster Mile. John Ledger, I think, is our first car out in that 19. While John's qualifying, John, do you want to cover your keys to today's race?
Yeah, let's do it. So, it's a short track. So, what happens at short tracks? You have a lot of tire wear. So, tire conservation is going to be my number one key for tonight's race. Number two, corner exit. So, what do I mean by corner exit? You have to master how your car handles off the corner. You will notice right there, these cars want to slide up the track. So corner exit is going to be key for carrying speed into that next corner to make a momentum shifting track. See right there, it happened again with Mr. Ledger, just not sliding the tires, not letting your car drift up that way. That's number two. And number three, stay out of trouble. It is a busy track, especially on restarts here at Dover, coming off the corner, and especially coming out of 2 and 4. So if you conserve your tires, if you can master corner exit and stay out of the mess, you may find yourself up there at the top of the board and winning the race. Now, look at John Ledger. None of those laps will actually count because he hit the wall both times. So, John Ledger going to have to drop to the back of the field for tonight's race. But it looks like our regular season champ, Joey Doucette, is at the top of the board.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just trying to see who else is on track right now. Speaking of that, and Joey Doucette, let's go ahead and bring up the current point standing after this is now after the first race in our round of 8.
Hermes Castro, the man who won the first race in the round of 12, won the first race in the round of 8. So he is sitting nice and pretty going into the championship race out at Charlotte. Sitting in second, Ian Ogden. That big win that he had a few weeks ago, that carried him over to the number 2 spot with Joey Doucette in third, fighting hard with Barletta, Pittman, Bostic, and Surwick. All 5 of those drivers, 6 of those drivers rather, no 5 of those drivers, I can count. Those 5 drivers are all separated by 10 points. That's the difference between having a good day and an average day, about 10th on back. So points matter more than ever now. And Alonzo King, the only way he can make it, Rick, well, he's going to have to win. So can he get it done tonight? I don't know. He's at the top of the board right now, so he may be able to get it done.
He may. All right. That's our current point standing after our first event here in the round of 8. But here we are. We're at Dover. Let's talk a bit about what the drivers are in for tonight here at Dover. Let's get some race information down here. Just give us a second. Trying to reload our broadcast overlay. Let's see if that... All right.
Alrighty. Go ahead, Rick.
So you've got a relatively mild day, but the track temperature is 111 degrees. That's going to definitely make things a little more slippery out there for these drivers. They've got 185 laps. As usual with the IWM and the Tech for Troops leagues, it's 60% fuel. They've got a fast repair to fix what's broken and 4 sets of tires. It's going to be an interesting race. This track it really is a blend of a lot of different tracks and how it drives.
It really is. I mean, it has 24-degree banking in the corners. It has 9-degree banking on the front and the back stretch. It's a unique track. I think they need to update the car that's in the Monster Mile or in a Monster's Hand right there, because that's at 08. That's pretty unique. At iRacing Devs. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of the most unique tracks on the circuit, and it takes a real master of the craft to be able to get it done. So we'll see what happens here tonight as this race goes on. Rick, I'm estimating fuel runs about 54 to 57 laps. So that is my estimation here at Dover. We'll see who's able to bring it home. You see the driver who won last week, Hermes Castro, who absolutely ran an amazing high line at Pocono, something I've never seen before. I don't think anybody's ever seen before, brought that win home. But it looks like we have the grid ready for the second race of the round of 8 here in the Tech for Troop Cup Series. Let's bring up your starting lineup for tonight's event. Alrighty. Oh, here we go. You can see right there on the left-hand side, Hermes Castro with the pole, beating Alonzo King by 0.09 of a second for that top spot. In third, Ian Ogden, another great run from him with his teammate to his right, Joey Doucette. And the teammate right behind Mr. Ogden is Harley Barletta. Sean Shootman starting in 6th, Luke Buller starting in 7th, Pete Woodrum in 8th, good run for him. Bobby Gibson in 9th, and Andrew Surik rounding out the top 10.
In 11th, Ty Bostic in that familiar 22 on the inside. Outside, Jeff Needy in the 40. In 12th, 13th, Joey Doucette in the 31. Outside, Brad Previtt in the 91. David Watson in 15th in the 54, and Evan Amick is in 16th on the outside. Travis Murgaard is in 17th, and Ryan Pittman is in 18th. John Ledger, as we had talked about, striking that wall, puts him at the tail end of the field with Zach Allen on his outside. All right, we are gridded up, waiting for a couple drivers to get in here. Waiting on Joey Thompson, I believe, to get set. And once he joins the field, we'll get this race underway. Well, for those of you who are tuning in live, we appreciate you joining us here at the Tech for Troops Dover 185 in our round of 8. Our racing league is presented by Tech for Troops, the 1111 Project, U-Haul, and EPI.
The Owl's Nest Sim Racing team said good luck playoff drivers. And yep, your guys on the pole, the ONR number 25 machine, Hermes Castro, winner last week, sitting up there pretty. Here comes the cars roaring down pit road.
Great shot, great camera angle.
100% shout out to the camera crew there for getting this one. That was great. Alrighty. We are gonna go green this time by, I believe. So, Rick, we're gonna be in for a wild race here today. Look at those green wheels with Mr. King on the outside. Gotta love that. And if you're new to the IWM Broadcast Network, welcome. And if you're new to watching the Tech for Troop Cup Series, we're in a playoff race. So the yellow banners indicate playoff drivers. So pay attention to those guys a little bit more tonight because those drivers are fighting for the championship. Pace car makes its way down pit road, Rick, and we are about to get this event underway.
Here they come out of turn 4. And the green flag waves. We are underway here at the Monster Mile with the Tech for Troops Dover 185.
Let's see what happens as they go side by side in turn 1. Is Hermes Castro going to give King the spot? Or is King going to battle off the corner? They're going to battle Hermes Castro.
Oh.
No. That was close. He was clear by maybe, the hair off the chin, but he was clear. Castro leads the first lap in tonight's event. Now, these guys are running around here, 20-second lap times. So it's pretty quick. This race will go by fairly quick. So you do not want to miss a beat or blink or change the channel because we have action all over the track.
Yeah, part of the challenge here with such a short track overall, action's happening all around. So bear with us if we choose to dive back later in the field. There's a lot of action, especially in these early laps. You've got cool tires, and it's easy to come off of 2 and come off of 4 and smack that retaining wall.
Yeah, here's a good angle of everybody going down into turn 3. You can just see how much of banking there is. Donald King on YouTube says cars sound awesome. Yes, they do. These cars sound fantastic here at Dover, especially with how close we can get with some camera angles here. As it stands right now, it is Castro, King up at the top 2 spots. They're battling hard. King needs a win. He has to win here tonight.
Those blue banners in our NASCAR tower there, that indicates those playoff drivers that are in tonight.
And Rick, in the blink of an eye, we're already 5 laps into this event. It happens
sure
before you know it. So right now, Castro up at the point, King in second. There's Ian Ogden, the driver you saw an interview with before the start of the race for tonight's event, in third with Carletta, his teammate in fourth, and his other teammate Doucette in fifth. Now, a driver that we haven't really seen in the playoffs, obviously, he's not in, but Luke Bullard, he's having a really good late season surge. He's been running up there right up front at Bristol, almost got the job done, so I'd be on the lookout for Bullard pulling a spoiler here and kind of, maybe setting one of these playoff drivers a position back due to a non-playoff driver winning. So look for the number 3 machine to start making his way to the front. He's good on the long runs, I know that for sure. So we'll see what he's able to do. Ty Bostic, another playoff driver as well, with Surrick behind him.
A little challenge of Pete Woodrum coming under the 43.
Getting side by side off the corner. That's going to be a tight battle. Now, car slow. I believe that is the 91 of Privet. Oh, wreck! Hermes Castro!
Oh! Big wreck.
We have a parking lot on the front stretch. That looks like Doucette and Shootman.
All the leaders were involved.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but that was a big one. We need to go back and take a look at that because we have cars all over the track, Rick.
I'm trying to get back there and try to get a feel for... Let's back it up.
Oh! I think I may have seen a little bit of contact between the leaders.
Yeah, but I think there was action before. But let's play this out and see what we see with Hermas. Let's go behind. Let's take a second. Go behind King here. Definitely a little contact to the left rear.
I mean, King just got out of there just fine. And then here's Castro. Oh, he overcorrected.
Catches it, but
Oh, he's gonna
unfortunately,
slut. Ah, you already can see what happens. Someone's gonna just completely hit him. Oh, it's Doucette.
Bullard.
I mean, just nowhere to go for these drivers. There's Ty Bostic sliding through.
Big contact with the wall with Bostic.
Oh, another hard hit. That's David Watts hitting the 25. I mean, you had 10 cars in that wreck, Rick. Gosh.
Yep.
Let's yeah, that's just rough. That's just hard.
Yep. 10 laps in, and we've already had a major incident here. That is definitely going to shake things up here for sure. So unfortunately, that definitely shakes up the field a bit. That little bit of contact with Alonso and Hermas Castro definitely changed so far the race complexion for sure. We did have a couple drivers come down pit road, but mostly they've stayed out. We're not anticipating really needing tires, well, fuel for sure, at least 50 laps in, but tires for sure.
Oh, 100%. And what this is going to do is, you know, some of these drivers are going to have to use their quick repair now, which one of those drivers is going to be the 25 of Castro. It's gonna be an interesting race. I mean, he's already going to be back there in kind of the thick of things, so we'll see if he's able to bounce back. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough for him with using that quick repair to make his way through the field after that contact with the 25 machine, or my bad, the the King machine.
80.
There, yep, the 80.
So you got Travis Murgaard, who came down pit road, just topped off his fuel. You had a number of drivers do that, just fuel only. That was Ryan Pittman. Hermas Castro came down, got his quick repair, and then topped off fuel and hightailed it out. Joey Doucette was also involved. I believe he used his quick repair. Got to keep a note of those who do, because frankly, it's going to come back later. So Ian Ogden is our control car tonight, right now, on this restart.
Yep, him and Barletta. Barletta has been so close, just like Ogden. So many races this season, Rick. We'll see what Barletta's able to do. He is good on these kind of tracks. We'll see if he's able to bring home one of his first wins. Pace car drops off. They're about to enter the Geico restart zone for the second time here tonight. Green flag is out, and the 21 is away.
Yeah, he basically took his time and waited for that green flag to drop for sure.
He definitely did.
Big move by Andrew Serwick right there. He is in that second position. And now that crossover move with Harley Barletta trying to.
These guys in the back of the pack are trying to make their way back up to the front.
Yeah,
as the leaders start to pull away.
That put Hermas Castro back there in ninth. He's trying to work his way back up to the front. A number of guys on pit road. Zach Allen, Sean Shipman have come down pit road here. Travis Murgaard's back down. They may have had some damage with that previous incident.
Either that or maybe some penalties. I'm not really sure.
Possibly. We'll keep an eye on the time. Travis Murgaard is out after 18 seconds, unless that was a stop and go. He's good. That's Sean Shipman out as well.
Oh, here we go. Got a couple cars merging right where the leaders are. one of my keys to the race was stay out of trouble. And we already saw a big one here at the Monster Mile. Yep, it's not called the Monster Mile for nothing there, Donald. It tears up cars and it breaks hearts. That's all it does. Sounds like a bad ex-girlfriend.
Or a good country song.
Or a good country song. Yes, good point. Good point. But 17, about to be 18 laps in here to the night's event. And you have Barletta out front of Ogden, followed by Serwick in third, Woodrum in fourth. Would have run by him, and Alonzo King all the way back up to P5 after having those issues.
Hermas Castro is still back there in ninth. He's trying to work his way back up. And frankly, you know what? What we've seen Hermas do many, many races is that there's not a big push to the front. You see him right there with Luke Bullard. He knows he's got to stay out of trouble. He's already burned his quick repair. He's got to keep it clean for 180 laps. And then it's on.
Looks like we got some leaders potentially getting close to some lap cars at some point in time. Not really sure when, but it'll happen. There's Harley Barletta out front. I thought I saw a lapped car. It may have just been my imagination. Huh, may have been.
We can bring up the track. It may have been. There's, looking at that track map, we've got some time. The only person who's on pit road, that's the 24 right now. He's got some extensive damage, I think, getting repaired.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's take a ride around. Let's see what we got here with Harley Barletta. Now, this is obviously a very far back view. He may be running triples. That's why it's positioned so far back. Typically, you're a little bit closer. Much closer to the wheel, but still it can give you a good idea about what these drivers are saying. Oh, it looks like Luke Bullard got a little loose there. He dropped a few spots. He is losing time, Rick. More issues for the 3 as Castro is right behind that number 3 machine.
We can do a ride along with Hermas.
Looks like that 3's loose. There we go. Gets around Luke just fine. Moves his way up into 11th. Just kind of hanging back there and minding his own business.
That's probably the safest place to be right now. It's a long race. I mean, although these laps are ticking away. Oh, contact.
Oh, he tagged the wall.
He did.
Tagged the wall. And that's the danger you play. Oh, we got a car wreck on the inside of John Ledger. Oh, he almost came back up the track.
That was the 19 of Ledger.
We, you know, Rick, I know we're pretty good at catching these incidents, but we almost just saw another big one right there with the 19. Great save by John. Kudos out to him. That could have been ugly. Because that was going to be right in front of the 25. That would have definitely ruined the 25 tonight for sure. He would have been involved in that wreck.
25 has his hand, so he's coming up on the 22 of Bostic, trying to get around there. And for the most part, these guys are just kind of working their way up. It takes a while. There's not a lot of good passing zones here at Dover. You've really got to pick and choose your point at which you want to get around.
For sure. And we just got a message from Donna. It says, check out Ty Bostic's car. That's him and his baby boy Carson. He's an amazing designer. Let's see what his car looks like. Oh, car wreck in the back. That's Luke Bullard. That is Luke Bullard. Hit the inside wall, broken toe link.
Caution did not come out. He's moving forward. He's not going to bring out a caution. He's going around. So unfortunately for Luke, the incident, and he'll have to get that car repaired here under green.
We will. Let's go back to Ty's car really quick and check that out.
Very cool.
Is that?
That
Donna,
is.
correct me. Is that the Mandalorian? Is that Ty and his baby boy as the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda? Donna, please tell me that's exactly what it is, because that's amazing if it is. Oh, that's incredible. She said yes. Look at that. That's awesome. What a paint scheme. What a paint scheme is that. That's great. That's my favorite paint scheme of the season, I would say. that and Angelin's last week. Those are my top two. Those are my top two. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But also, somebody who may not be able to hang on to the lead there, Rick, is the 81, because look who's in second.
Alonso's working his way back up. You know, that last lap was a 23:40 for Harley Barletta. Alonso King was a 23:35. So, yeah, there is definitely some hunt right now for Alonso to hunt this 81 down, and he is on the prowl.
He is. He is.
So we've got a little bit of this front pack of four have kind of moved their way up. There's a bit of a gap back between the, I guess, right here of Joey Doucette. Hermas Castro, though, is now up to fifth.
He is. This is what he does. He waits. He's patient at times and calculates his moves accordingly when, you know, a situation like this happens, making his way up through the field. You know, he's already moved on. So Castro's already secured a spot. He's already moved his way back to fifth. Well, it looks like we may have a battle for the lead there, though, Rick. With Alonso King and the 81. King has caught the back door of Barletta.
He certainly has. He is right there.
I hear them talking over the radio. I don't know what they're saying, but they are communicating with each other. So we'll see what is being said between the 81 and the 80.
Well, the 80 continues to tick off faster laps. And he is right there on the tail end. So that last lap, Harley Barletta turned a 25-25. Alonso King, 25-17. Oh, loose behind. You saw Ian Ogden loose.
And we possibly have the pass for the lead right there. Yep. Back up front is the 80 of Alonso King. Didn't take him that long to get back into the front there, did it, Rick?
Nope, it sure didn't. All right, we are 36 laps in. 185. None of the leaders have pitted. We expect to see them sometime around lap 50. But that's certainly up for grabs because we did have that caution around lap 10, so that may change just when they come in.
Yeah, it may affect strategy a little bit, but we're gonna get those numbers to you. You know, they pit on around lap 10. You know, those drivers that came down are gonna have to come down more than likely about lap 65 to 68. These other drivers are probably gonna have to come down pit road probably close to lap 60, 58 to 60 due to some not pit stops, due to caution flag laps. But as it seems right now, that 80 is all loose.
That shaved
first question mark?
Well, that just shaved off half a second off his lead. He was around a minute 30 ahead of Harley Barletta. He's now just about, I'm sorry, not a minute, a second ahead. He's now about a second. He's got that back up, but he was a second and a half. Now it's just a second. So he lost half a second.
Yeah, if he was a minute 30 ahead, Rick, I don't think we'd be broadcasting anymore.
No.
I think we would have just given the win to Alonso. You'd be like 5 laps ahead of everybody, you know.
You are correct.
But, yeah, Alonso making his way back up to the lead. We've got Hermes Castro getting his way around the number, I believe that is the 11 of Doucette to move himself up into 4th. You know, he doesn't need a win, but doesn't mean he can't gather another solid finish and carry the momentum going into the last race of the round of 8.
We saw Serwick just there a little bit loose as he was coming through that last set of turns in 1 and 2. A little contact with the wall, yep.
And Rick, I gotta say, Luke Bullard, the number 3, has retired tonight, so Luke will not be finishing this race. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And he was running strong up there, and these short tracks are his thing, just caught some unfortunate situations. But as it stands, your running order 42 laps in: King, Barletta, Ogden, Castro, Doucette, and Bostic. All playoff drivers now. Pittman makes his way up there in 7th. The only playoff driver that's outside of the top 7, well, let me rephrase this. All the playoff drivers are 1 through 8. Can you ask for anything more?
Well, while we're under some green flag, we'll just do a quick commercial. You won't miss anything. It will be a side-by-side event. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech for Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech for Troops Dover 185. I'm Rick Souza. I'm here with my co-host, John Derudris. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. We are lap 45 of 185. Your leader, Alonzo King. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Alonzo needs to win to get in to the next round. Now, of course, he's got this race here, and next week we will be at Homestead. Another tricky track here on this circuit.
It absolutely is. As it stands, if Alonzo King were to finish in the finishing order in first, and the rest of the field was locked as they are right now, the running order for the playoffs going into the last race of the round of 8, it would be Castro, Barletta, Doucette, or it'd be Castro, King, Doucette, and possibly Barletta, actually, because Barletta is ahead of Ogden. So, yeah, it would be close on that. It would be basically a battle for that last spot. So, King winning here would be a massive change in the playoffs for those drivers sitting in really 3rd and 4th. I mean, it's almost putting yourself one position back. Obviously, if a playoff driver wins. But, Rick, this could completely shake things up if King comes out here and wins this race.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We just saw one driver come in. That was the number 1 of Pete Woodrum. He came down pit road to make his stop around lap 45. Expecting that we will begin to see drivers over the next 10 laps or so make their way down pit road. They're going to need it. You can see how the difference is already. That number 1 of Woodrum is able to just drive around the leader. Right now, the leader's laps are running around 25:47, 25:39, somewhere in there. Woodrum's last lap was 24 and change. So a full 2nd and a 3rd faster on new tires, maybe more. They qualified somewhere in the low 20s. So
yeah, it's fall off here. It's a short track. It's what you would expect at a track like this. So we'll see how this plays out, but all your playoff drivers are up front 1st through 8th. You could not ask for anything more. Here comes the 37 down pit road, getting some maintenance done on his machine.
And he's off. We've got Evan Amick also making it down. It's a long way down pit road.
It is. It's a long, slow ride down pit road.
Got Bobby Gibson coming down. See Zach Allen's machine still getting repairs made. All right, back up front. King has got a 2.2 second lead over who? Who is in second place? Hermas Castro.
Who other than Hermes Castro? I mean, like, it's just, it seems like it's meant to be. These two guys out front. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I would be a little nervous if I was Alonzo King, and a guy that I may have incidentally had some contact with, that unfortunately put him in some tough spots, is coming up on my bumper.
Yeah, I would be a little bit cautious at the moment.
So you've got, just so you know, you got Ian Ogden, Harley Barletta, Andrew Serwick, Jeff Neeney are all on pit road, and I think we're seeing Alonzo King come down pit road. So
Yeah,
leader pit road.
Yep.
And he's got a number of followers behind him. He's got Ryan Pittman coming in, Travis Murgaard. Looks like he's taking a full set of Goodyear tires, filling up his fuel, get back out there. We are at lap 58 of 185.
Things are about to get interesting between these leaders. We'll see when that 25 makes his way down pit road. There he is.
Now that little trip down pit road there puts you 2 laps down. Now we see the 25 and the 54 both on pit road. John Ledger is in as well.
Yep. All these guys making their pit stops right now.
So your leader at this point is Joey Doucette in the 11. He's got the 22 of Bostic. Neither of those guys have been on pit road since that incident on lap 10. So they've got some, if they topped off fuel, they could probably stretch this out just a little bit longer.
Yeah, they can. It's going to be a matter of time before they make their way down pit road, though, so we'll see how long they, in fact, stay out. We are nearing 63 laps complete here tonight.
You know, Brad Previtt is another one who has not come down pit road. Expect to see him down momentarily as well. Ty Bostic looks like he's looking to challenge him for the lead.
There you go. Look at Ty. Oh, Ty's loose. Oh, hold on to it. No, he hit the wall. No.
Looks like he saved it.
Well, if I was Ty, I'd come down and get some tires.
Maybe a good idea. Joey Doucette is on pit road. That does give Ty Bostic chance to lead a lap, pick up a point. And now he is coming down onto pit road. All right, with both of those guys on pit road, that's going to move Harley Barletta back up to the front.
Yes, it will. Could this be the race that Mr. Barletta gets his win? We shall see.
So everybody has either been on pit road or in that last lap or two or prior. I think Pete Woodrum is the guy who came down the earliest on lap 44.
See how this all shakes out here. There's Ty Bostic coming out of pit road.
Up, he's got the one in front of him. As we cross halfway here at the Monster Mile. So this is a long race for a lot of these drivers. Although these laps turn, mid 25 seconds or so, that's still, 90 plus minutes of driving, not including when you may get a caution. That's, especially with a track like this, if you've got your force feedback turned way up, it could be take its toll.
It can. I mean, it's one of the most demanding tracks out there, just with how much wheel you have to put into it to get the cars to turn. And then you also have to, was he in the wall again, or was that just shaking the camera? I couldn't tell.
I think that was him as he rocketed by. Our camera just shook the camera.
Well, caution.
Caution. Ian Ogden, I think, is involved.
Yep, I think Bostic's involved as well. Oh, no! Oh, man, that was a hard hit. That was a hard hit for both of those drivers right there. Well, this changes the whole complexion of the playoffs, Rick.
Yep, 2 playoff drivers involved. Not sure what kind of damage that's going to do to both their cars. Definitely Ian Ogden's left nose looks pretty beat up, but his tires are still rolling, so. You do have, I expect, pretty much the whole field to come down. At least those are on the lead lap. That was a great pit stop. That was a sub 15-second pit stop for Castro and King.
Yep, that's what they needed.
as well. Those are your top pit stops. We'll see if anybody gets a wave around. It may have been John Ledger. I'll have to get back on the lead lap. So 97 laps in, 185 total laps, 89 laps to go. We've made it past the halfway point. And stay right here. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech for Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech for Troops Dover 185 here at the Monster Mile. We are at lap 98 of 185. That means 88 laps to go. It's been a very interesting race. Hermas Castro is your leader. Alonzo King in second. Harley Barletta in third. Doucette in fourth. Ryan Pittman in fifth. Serwick in sixth. Ian Ogden remains in seventh after that incident. Bobby Gibson shows in eighth. Ty Bostic in ninth. And John Ledger in 10th. Lights are still on the pace car as the drivers begin to make their way back onto the racing surface and get formed back up. Expect to see those lights go out momentarily. We'll be back under green in another lap.
Here we go.
Saw a couple of those drivers take off, the 54 and the 1. They were at the tail end of the field, but they were up at front. Since the leaders pitted, they got a chance to go around. It's a bit of a challenge trying to catch back up on this track, but they're able to do it. You're seeing them working their way back up to join the field. 28, the 54, the 1, and the 22, and the 43 is headed that way as well. All right, we'll cross the stripe with 86 to go.
Yes, we will. Pace car dives off. We are about to get the green flag back here again, where the action has been between the 25 and the 80. Green flag is out, and Castro is off.
Alonzo King jumps from that outside spot, dives down and takes that spot on Hermas Castro's bumper. That's deja vu all over again for those two guys.
Yeah, it is. We saw how the first time played out between both of those drivers. It was caused one of the biggest wrecks I've seen at Dover, but they're still battling up front. No harm, no foul for those two guys.
Got Barletta in third, Doucette in fourth, Pittman in fifth, Ogden in sixth, Gibson in seventh. Great showing by Bobby Gibson. Eighth of Serwick. Ninth is Bostic. 10th is Ledger. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech for Troops Cup Series. We are here at Dover. You're watching the 25 take that high line, and Alonzo King now takes over first place. This league is brought to you each week by Tech for Troops, the 1111 Project, U-Haul, and EPI.
Yep, gotta love all of our sponsors. You know, Tech for Troops, such a great organization. If you haven't already, check them out, techfortroops.org. Our title sponsor here this season, next season, hopefully many seasons to come, Rick. Love having them and the partnership that we've been able to generate with them. They've been fantastic and couldn't have asked for a better title sponsor.
So if you're watching closely, you just realize that the 81 of Barletta has made his way around the 25 of Castro. And I'm kind of guessing this is kind of a planned move like we've seen Hermas do race after race. Leads his lap, stays up front for a bit, backs off, and then saves his tires and his whatever he's got for later on the race.
You know, I like that move. I do, because I do the same thing. You know, not trying to give my strategy away, but I would have done the same exact thing, is let the guys race, you know, let them burn up their tires and not fall too far off the pace where you're going to have to burn up your tires just to make your way back up, but just save a little bit lap after lap, and it adds up, you know. It's almost like in the stock market, you know, compound interest. It compounds lap over lap.
Well, let's take a ride along. Let's ride along with Alonzo King.
Front of that low, it's loose. That low line can sometimes get you out of shape.
Well, he's got the 81 on his outside. 81 maybe trying to make a pass. There it is. 81 goes by.
Well.
So there's no downshifting here. I don't see he stays in 5 the whole way, 5th gear. In fact, not even redlining headed into that turn. Oh, definitely has to counter steer to keep that car going and pointing in the right direction. Alonso's got a pack of cars on his tail.
He does. Castro is just letting all these guys pass. Move all the way back to 5th.
Yeah, you got Doucette, Pittman. Guess he's saying if you want it, go. Just go. It's all good.
Hey, it wouldn't bother me at all. Just go by me, guys. Do your race.
Well, you know, the fact that there's 75 laps to go, it's not lost on him. He knows he needs to be up front and in the running, but doesn't have to lead it. Now, all these guys, top 10, pitted last on lap 96, so... We will see some off-cycle pit stops from the 1, the 54. You got Evan Amick still in the pits from some earlier damage. I think Travis Murgaard has retired. LeBullet have retired. Zach Allen has retired, and I think Joey Thompson has also retired. It's a tough track. Dover is not for the faint of heart.
Oh, there's the 81 loose. On cue there. It's one of the toughest tracks, but if you can master it, it is one of the most fun to drive around, Rick.
So there are 18 laps on these tires. I think we've heard pretty much before that that's kind of the sweet spot here at Dover. Incredible, you know, stickiness for those first 15 laps, but after that, you've really got to baby it through this track. So we've got Harley Barletta right there with his teammate. That's the 11 of Joey Doucette right there in front of him. He's got just a 2/10 of a second gap between them. Gosh, I'm reading those chart wrong. It's been a long day. Brian King is back there right now with Harley Barletta. John Ledger has worked his way back up now. Of course, John is as one lap down. So if this caution does come out, I believe he gets the lucky dog.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't back.
Ty Bostic is on pit road.
Interesting strategy there by Ty, because with just 68 laps to go, you cannot go an entire fuel run on 68 laps, so he's going to have to come down again.
You know, with this many competitors, it's you can gamble and think that you will get another yellow flag, but I don't know. These drivers are really racing well. They're good, clean competitors out here right now. I don't know. So back up front, Alonzo King continues to show us the way. He's got about a 2.5 second lead over second place, the 11 of Joey Doucette. Hermas Castro has found himself back up to third.
That didn't take long.
Well, I think the 8 kind of may have cooked his tires a bit. You know, again, as I said earlier, at the first 20 laps or 15 laps are the sweet spots. So. But we're being reminded that Ty Gibbs is on pit road, possibly from that last incident. We certainly can understand that.
Ty Gibbs or Ty Bostic?
Ty Bostic. Ty Gibbs has got other things on his mind, but Ty Bostic is still sitting on pit road.
Yeah.
He's been there for nearly 2 minutes. So, and again, as we talked about earlier, if you're involved in that earlier incident and use your quick repair, you're at the mercy of getting what you can repaired in the pits. So yeah, we saw Ty Bostic involved in that incident, I believe, with Ian Ogden.
He was in that accident with him, and in the very first one, of course. So a tough night for Mr. Bostic there, and what that's going to do is that's going to open up the door for a playoff driver. Who is it going to be? Right now it's King out front, but don't look behind you there, Mr. King. Castro is on a roll. He is coming.
Well, we can take this opportunity if we want to go back through the field.
Alonzo King up there in P1. Hermes Castro obviously in P2. In third, Harley Barletta out of Rochester, trying to get that first coveted W on the season to carry him over into the last round of the playoffs. And there is the 11 of Joey Doucette, regular season champion. Battling alongside him is the 08 of Ryan Pittman out of North Carolina, rather. We have seen him win, running those awesome throwback NASCAR schemes. And there's Ian Ogden in 6th. In 7th, Surwick trying to hang on. Bobby Gibson and his always Dr. Pepper, the 28th Camaro. Sean Shootman out of Grand Rapids barely missed out on the playoffs going into the round of 8, but always shows up, performs well. A little damage to the front of his car. And then there's John Ledger. You've seen him getting involved in some incidents, get a little loose out of Boston, Mass. Pete Woodrum Guys been in the league for a while.
Yep, showing in 11th. 12th is Brad Previtt. Jeff Neely currently is in 13th position. And these are the last car running. The rest are in the pits making repairs. So back up front with Alonzo King. Lap 130 of 185. Hermas Castro is sitting about 2.5 seconds behind. I had to catch myself there.
20 seconds. 2 laps. 10 different. It would be kind of wild, though, if somebody left the field. It would be kind of crazy to watch. But right now, King and Castro and Barletta, your top 3.
And you can see from the track map, it's pretty spread out. However, King is right there in the 80. We can spotlight King on the track map. He's got that lime green ring around his number. Second place, Hermas Castro is right there, just a couple of seconds behind him. The 81 of Barletta is right there. But they are not far. The 91 is Brad Previtt. And he'll be the next car on Alonzo King's radar. Oh, caution's out. Caution's out. Bobby Gibson.
Yep, Bobby Gibson, 1 and 2.
Bobby got to move that car carefully.
Oh, oh God. Well, could have been bad.
That brings out our third caution of the night, lap 134 of 185. Let's go back and see just what happened to Bobby. Oh. So, yeah, I get that, but it looks like that was really netcode.
I mean, the contact was definitely netcode, but the incident was going to happen no matter what.
There was no way to avoid it. There was no
way. No way to avoid that one.
Yep. Oh, and there's just, to add insult to injury, a little bit of door contact by the 40 of Jeff Neely, leaving Bobby Gibson in a very awkward place. As you can see, traffic working his way around him. So what does that mean? That means everybody is on pit road. Our leaders have all made their way out, with Hermas Castro beating the 80 off of pit road. They had identical pit stops, 15.07.
Wow. Well, you know what this is going to do, Rick. They came down probably for the last time, unless there's a caution. That's the money stop. Look who's out front, the 25 of Hermas Castro.
All right. Well, we'll see how this all stacks back up. Number of drivers are on pit road. I'm not sure if someone gets their lap back or a lucky dog. I haven't quite seen that info from our tower yet, but we'll see.
Angeline says, hey guys, what's going on? She says, let's go Dave, number 54. Well, Dave is 24 laps down, unfortunately, but still out there.
Yep, Dave's still working his way around. It's a tough track. Again, if you haven't driven this, and not even just with this car, this track is on a number of other circuits from the ARCA Truck Series. It really takes some practice especially as you manage your entry and exit off these corners. And it's a difficult surface. This is one of the few tracks on the NASCAR surface circuit that is a paved, well, it's concrete versus paved asphalt. So.
Yep, that and Nashville, one of the only two, I believe.
Bristol.
That's the only two, right?
Bristol.
And Bristol too, yeah.
Yep. Interestingly enough, all owned by the same group, I think.
It is, yes. And at all those tracks, tire wear is abundant, so. So we'll see how this is going to shake up. I think I know what the 25 is doing. He's saving some fuel there on the inside.
Well, with 49 laps to go, I don't know. It's going to be close.
You're right there. I mean, the fuel window is about 55, so it's going to be close for these guys. If you don't, that's a dog. That is Rick's new little corgi friend.
He is having fun. He is trying to get. He's being trained as a therapy dog, so we're working him. He's smartest darn thing on 4 short legs.
Very, very short legs.
All right, lights are off for the pace car. They are all ready to go back to green flag racing. Hermas Castro is our control car, and we are off.
We are off. Let's go. 48 laps to go. It's going to be a battle to the end. Castro, King, Barletta, Doucette, Pittman, and Ogden, your top 6.
This is green rubber that these guys are on right now. It's fresh tires, cold tires. They've got to be careful to get some heat in those tires, not cause another caution. 47 laps to go. The 25 of Castro knows the guy behind him needs to win.
He does. And the guy behind King would love a win. So would Doucette and Pittman and Ogden and Serwick. All these guys love a win, but King needs it more than anybody right now. 46 to go. The Owl's Nest Sim Racing team over YouTube said, stick around, going to get good, folks. 100%, it's going to get really good here as this race starts to wind down. 46 to go.
We saw Zach Allen had come out but had gone back into the pits. I think he tried to get that car going. A lot of damage, didn't work out for him. Sorry, Zach. Oh, Jeff Nini was on the apron.
Here comes the 80, the 81, and the 11. We'll see if Harley Barletta can make some noise, but here goes Alonzo King down to the bottom side. Now, Rick, if I know the 25, this is planned.
It absolutely is.
He's like, hey guys, y'all go burn up your stuff. I'll be here waiting for you guys to fall on back in.
Well, he knows, with knowing that this was the last stop for fuel, these tires need to last 45 laps. What that means is that those last laps are all going to be on very greasy tires with not a lot of traction. Jeff Nini is in the pits.
He is. You know, at that point, you might as well just, make your way down pit road, though. If it's that close to the end of the race, because fresh tires versus, 40-lap-old tires here, it is literally night and day. It is the difference between a winning race and you falling back. So we'll see who's able to make their way through the field. But as it stands right now, Hermes Castro dropping off about 2 seconds. But like we said, planned, very planned.
Jump back up front. Alonzo King has got 2 Average Joe Motorsports, 2 1111 cars on his tail. He's got the 81 of Barletta, the 11 of Doucette right there behind him.
Sure does.
You can see from that camera angle just how bumpy that track is.
It is one of the bumpiest tracks on the circuit due to the surface.
Looks like Ross Castro's spotter just chimed in. Said, I'm spotting Herm. I just said they didn't learn a lesson. The last 2 runs, they're frying their stuff. It's about pace, I hope, anyway. So we shall see. We've got 37 laps left. Alonso's out front. Joey Doucette, Barletta, and Hermas Castro in 4th. Ryan Pittman shows in 5th. Ian Ogden in 6th. Bobby Gibson has remained in 7th. Surwick in 8th. Those guys are all on the lead lap. Shootman is in 9th, but he is right there. 1 lap down. He would be the car to get a lucky dog if a caution does come out.
He absolutely would.
How far is he from the drivers? Let's look for the 37. So you've got the 80 right there. So he's at the tail end. He's safe. He's safe. Well, this really is just a waiting game at this point, seeing how these tires affect. And also there's another factor here. As these guys go around, they are burning off fuel. Burning off fuel changes the weight of the vehicle. And with a track like this where you have a lot of weight transfer happening with the 24 degrees of banking, that changes how this car drives.
Oh, it absolutely will. And we'll see if that plays into effect. As we see 2 teammates battling side by side.
Yep, that's the 81 and the 11. We can ride along with Hermas for a lap or 2. Let's do that. Definitely a very smooth approach he's taken.
Yep, and they came across and said, and the more the leaders fight each other, the better for us. That's 100% true. Looks like the 11 of Doucette is falling off as well.
Oh, may have been a little bit of contact there.
Hermes Castro up to P3.
Oh, little loose there.
Yep, 3.5 seconds back.
$30 laps to go here at Dover. That's a good example of what it is to what the driver sees from behind the wheel of one of these cars.
Sure is. At this pace, Rick, this race is going to be over in about 10 to 12 minutes. So don't miss a beat. Just under 30 laps to go here in tonight's event. There's Barletta. You can see him already losing some time to that man right there. The guy who needs to come out and win this race.
The 81 of Barletta behind him. He has got Castro on his tail, thinking that Joey Doucette may have cooked his gear.
Well, Rick, he possibly could have. Look at that delta. It's got down to 3.1 seconds. It just was at 3.5. Well, you heard it here, folks. Herm said it's go time.
Barletta's last lap was a 23:27. Hermas Castro 23:21. Alonzo King 23:23. So yeah, there is a go to the 25 of Castro.
Get a major run up a turn 2. Here comes the 25. Now to P2. Only one more car. That 25 machine to pick off. It's going to be the 80 of Alonzo King. 25 to go. Watching the 25 potentially get his second win of this round here at Dover.
There's about a 3-second delta, but it's already chipping away. Now it's under. That was a huge run by the 25. He picked up 3/10.
Yep, I was about to say, Rick, it needs to average about 3 to 3.5 tenths a lap for him to catch that 25, or to catch the 80 machine, rather. So we've got to have to watch that delta as it starts to make its way down.
You know, with these older tires, though, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult to pull that off, but we shall see. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen the 25 come out of nowhere.
Seems to always happen at some point. Looks like Donald King says stand on it, son. Rooting on Alonzo.
So Alonzo is in a unique spot. I believe he's going to see some. Let's bring up the track map. Yep, he's got a gaggle of slower cars right in front of him. That's the 54, the 91 of Previtt, and the 40 of Nini. We'll keep an eye on this because this could prove very interesting. Those cars are way off his pace.
They are, and I misspoke slightly. He won't have to gain 3.5 tenths of a second. He'll have to gain a little over a tenth and a half every single lap to catch that number 80 machine.
Well, there's a good chance.
He can do.
Yeah, he's going to get held up a bit, or maybe not. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, he wasn't able to get the run off the corner that he wanted. That's going to be a big jump for the 25. 2.5 seconds, 20 laps to go. Another corner he could not exit off of well because of 91. Another 2 caution.
Oh, caution.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh, do you come down and get fresh tires?
Yes, you do. I don't think you have an option. If it was like 5 to go, I'd say maybe not, but with 19 laps, that's plenty of time. There's only 8 cars on the lead lap. Might as well.
I don't know what caused that yellow flag. No idea.
I don't see anything on our end over here. Oh, there it is, Ian Ogden. Oh my gosh.
Let's back that up.
A playoff driver having issues.
I don't think it was anything. Ryan Pittman was the car behind him.
Oh, he got too high on the corner.
Minor. Yeah, minor damage. Oh. All right.
$18 laps to go, Rick. What do? You come down pit road? I think so.
Yeah. These are the lap cars making their way down. That's the 1, the 40, the 37. This will prove interesting. This will leave us around 15 laps to go. Only our 4th caution of the night.
Yep, ONR said only 4th caution. Great job, all. Yep, love that. Great race by all these competitors out here tonight. Hard-fought battle.
Should see that group get a wave around in front. Back, so I think what we expect to see is what they expect to see for themselves. Good, clean racing. You can see the 28 of Bobby Gibson. He keeps flashing back out there and coming back in. Unfortunately, that's an indication that he has got some connection issues.
Yep, and don't know if that's going to affect. He is on the lead lap, so hopefully that will get connected.
Yeah, it's really one of the best runs for Bobby to be up here. 15 laps or so to go, and he's sitting in 6th.
It is, but the thing is, it's kind of jeopardizing some of those playoff drivers. See if it'll correct itself. Hopefully it does, but you're right. What a run by the 28 of Gibson. Alrighty. The heavyweight battle is yet to be done. Will this be the final round here for these heavyweights out front? King, Castro, Barletta, Doucette, and we're green flag racing. 15 to go.
Hermas Castro moved up to kind of take the run out of the 25 and make sure he stayed in that 2nd position. It's going to be a dogfight between these two competitors, 80 and 25. Don't count. Yes, and don't count out the average Joe's guy right behind him. That's Harley Barletta and Joey Doucette, both prior winners.
They are. Oh, here comes the 25. What a run! Down to the inside of Alonzo King. Watch out, that 25 is going to get tight coming off the corner. Side by side. 12, 13 laps to go.
I mean, that's pretty much, these tires are just going to stick. You got to put that car where it needs to be to get around.
Yep, and Alonzo King is now in the fight for his life to move on to the next round. ONR said we don't need the win. He's already in the final 4. Well, I wouldn't say that he's a driver right now because he's already pulling away. A win is a win, no matter if you're in or not. Go get them while you can. But for Alonzo King, this win means more than anything to him. 2nd place, yeah, it's okay, but he's still going to be last in the playoff standings, which means he must win next week at Homestead to move on. Coming to 10 to go, Rick.
10 to go.
Who will be there at the end?
Battle between these two.
But don't count out Harley Barletta, though. Barletta's already hanging in there. Same equidistance between 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
25 has just jumped out to a phenomenal distance. He's really differentiated himself.
I swear I saw a car hit the wall.
You did. That was the 28 of Bobby Gibson. He's flashing in and out. Unfortunately, if you're back there with Gibson, that has got to be very disconcerting. He is flashing all over my board.
Yep. 8 laps to go. There's a move for 5th place. Ryan Pittman going to the inside of Joey Doucette. With 8 laps to go, Doucette shuts the door. Top 5 separated by 2 seconds.
That's your top 5 right there.
That gap has started to close up a little bit, Rick, down to 3.8 tenths of a second between the 25 and the 80. Can Castro hold on? Got a lap car coming up here, Rick. That 91 of Previs is going to be a little bit of a nuisance coming off the corner. Oh, close! Cuts the lead down to 0.3 of a second.
You've got the 54, I think, ahead of the 25. He's going to be the next obstacle. 54 moves. Down. He does. He moves out of the way, off the racing surface. In fact, still half a second.
It's like it's like these guys are driving in LA traffic, trying to dodge and weave through all the slower cars. Coming to 4 laps to go. Can Castro hold on? Or can King lock himself into the championship 4 with a win?
They've got the 22 ahead.
They do, and that 22, he's not on pace at all. We'll see what they do here. 3 to go. The gap has opened up to over a second now, Rick.
There's not much time. Something's gotta happen if King expects to catch him. 25 is on a roll.
Two to go.
These laps will pass fast.
This race will be over here within the next 40 seconds. Oh,
25.
Little bobble there.
Little bobble.
Here he comes, Rick. White flag is out for that 25 machine. Huge gap to Alonzo King. Coming into turn 3 and turn 4. Winning back-to-back races, Alonzo King finishes second, but Hermes Castro wins the Tech for Troop Dover 185.
Close, but not close enough.
1 spot away.
Great racing here, super clean, 4 cautions. Just fabulous racing with these competitors. Really showing their craft here. Castro, King, Barletta, Doucette, Pittman, Ogden, Shootman, and deservedly so, Hermas Castro gets to celebrate at that start finish. I would wait though.
Oh, watch out! Oh God.
There needs to be a memo about maybe running down pit road after you cross the start finish, but
maybe if you, yeah.
All right, the results are in.
Winning tonight's Tech for Troops Dover 185, back-to-back wins for Hermes Castro in the number 2501R machine, with Alonzo King coming up oh so short in second place, with Harley Barletta in third, Joey Doucette in fourth, Ryan Pittman in fifth, Ian Ogden in sixth, Sean Shootman in seventh, Andrew Serwick rounds out in eighth, John Ledger in ninth, and Brad Previtt in 10th.
Bobby Gibson is in 11th. He finishes in 11th. Pete Woodrum in 12th. Jeff Needing in 13th. David Watson in 14th. Ty Bostic in 15th. Evan Amick in 16th. Travis Murgaard in 17th. Luke Bullard finishes in 18th. And Zach Allen in 19th. And Joey Thompson finishes in 20th. All right. That certainly shakes up the playoff points race. Next week is our last event in the round of 8, and it is a must-win for every one of these playoff drivers.
Especially Alonzo King.
Yeah, really, yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see who we have ready. We're looking for Mr. Harley Barletta. Let's move him into the broadcast booth. Harley, congratulations on your P3 finish.
Thanks, Rick. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty well. It was a great race tonight. This is a tough track, and only 4 cautions tonight.
Yeah, we're getting pretty lucky here. We had that string of like barely making the top 15 and then 2 top 5s or 2 podiums in a row. That's even better than top 5s. That's pretty nice.
Absolutely. Definitely positioning yourself to make it out of the round of 8 and into the finale at Charlotte.
Yeah, definitely doing all we can.
Which shows, what were your thoughts going back on that final restart? I know you were there with your teammate there.
Well, the main idea was if I was able to clear Castro on the restart there, which I was not. So if I was able to clear him, I was just going to go hard, super hard. But I wasn't, so I kind of rode for a second, but I still burnt him up, driving it in a little too hard, a little harder than I should have. Yeah, it looks to us in the broadcast booth that pretty much about 15 laps, maybe even 12 laps, you have the best part of this set of tires, and after that, they fell off pretty quickly. Yeah, it felt like it was 11 to 13, and then immediately after that, it was like super loose. It did, however, surprisingly, way, way, way late in the run, start to tighten up again. That's very interesting, yeah. Well, we definitely saw the effects of that fall off pretty quickly, and not only the times, but as through corner exit, you saw a lot of drivers have to counter steer to get that nose straight. Oh yeah, most definitely. I saw a lot of people just drop off immediately. I was like, oh my. Well, congratulations on your P3 finish, and certainly that's your second podium. Shout outs for tonight? Oh yeah, I got to thank my teammates, Average Joe Motorsports. Got to thank 1111 Veterans Project, Tech for Troops, you guys most definitely, because you guys put on an awesome broadcast. Love it every time I rewatch it. Thank you so much. We certainly appreciate that. Hang around. We're gonna bring in. Go ahead. You said something else. I was just saying, most definitely. Well, we appreciate it. Well, hang on. We're gonna bring Mr. King into the booth. Welcome to join us, Alonzo. Congratulations on your P2 finish tonight. We're really watching you as you battled Hermas there at the end.
Well, I was trying.
It showed.
Yeah, it did.
I gotta win to get in. It's the only way I can. I can't even point my way in right now.
I know. We were talking about that in the booth. We were certainly watching. Of course, you got one more opportunity next week at Homestead. That's a interesting track.
That's a fun track.
Yep. So going into it, obviously you were there side by side with Hermas at the end at that restart. Fresh tires.